What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday to you. You know, it's interesting. So many people, they chime in and they don't read to comprehend. They don't listen to comprehend. They'll read a title and then all of a sudden they'll just start throwing their passionate ignorance. And it's actually really, it is a good idea to understand what is being said and maybe process it a little bit before you chime in. So I get all kinds of responses from people on my video. Some of them, they come with their passionate ignorance, so I have to shut it down with, intense logic. Um, but it is problematic today in the world because we see so many people, they're just in contention and they're just looking for a bandwagon of thought to feel a part of, and they're jumping on that contention train. And that's why I say, you got a lot of people who claim that they're smart. They'll start spouting off their degrees and their accomplishments. But when you really get them into a debate about just pragmatic topics, it's hard for them to really be resolute because a lot of these people are dancing for a system and those who lead the system, and they're just trying to have their place and their coins in the system. But with that being said, I think that there's a lot of racial issues going on. I think that every group can say something about another group in observation. And a lot of times our observations are never going to be general for the group across spectrum. And this is basic social psychology that I think a lot of people just kind of get away from because they want to be passionately ignorant. But I mean, this is just cold facts. So when I talk about the stereotypes and narrations of Black people, and I actually see people feeding into those narratives and those stereotypes in very creative ways, I'm going to say something because those people, unfortunately, they represent people that look like me. And a lot of times we all get lumped up into the same narratives. And that is what I am on a mission to break, because I don't really think it's fair for all the diverse personalities and experiences, especially within the Black community. So I've resolved that I will have a conversation with non-Black people about Black people issues, but I will not debate somebody who about Black people issues, right? Conversation is not a debate. I'm not going to go back and forth with somebody who is not Black about the perceptions and sentiments of Black people. That's just nonsensical to me. I think a lot of people have a audacity inserting themselves into every conversation about Black people. And it's like some people just need to learn how to stay in their lane. So when you're talking about, well, I'm an African American or I'm a Caribbean or I'm anything other than a Black American, right? And I'm always asking people that when they want to chime in with their ignorance and their feelings about something that I posted, I always ask them, like, are you Black, right? Because, I feel like, people need to start understanding that Black Americans, we're not Africans. We are culturally different. I've said this before, right? We're not Caribbeans. These people think significantly differently than us, and many of them choose to disassociate themselves with us as a separate segment, and they have every right to do that. That's fine. We are culturally not the same. So I just wanted to put that out there because I get a lot of non-Black people chiming in when I'm talking about Black people issues, and they want to bring in their either Democrat or Republican, passionate ignorance. And it's like, if you don't understand the social essence of what is being said, or you can't relate to it, just stand back, stand down, and just let the conversations work themselves out. And just understand that any value that you are going to add to a conversation amongst Black people is going to be very, very low. People are going to be side-eyeing you, right? Because you are not living the Black experience. So therefore, you don't have a right to chime in and say anything to a Black person about their issues. So again, I will not argue about Black people issues with non-Black people. I'll have conversations, right? I'll feed somebody's curiosity, but I will not debate you. about Black people issue. Not that I can't, because I probably ether most people who are not Black about Black people issues, you know, but at the same time, it's just not an interest in mine. And I mean, it actually kind of, disgusts me, when people tend to want to just jump into every single conversation about a specific group. I'm not about to jump into a conversation between Jews, rivaling against each other about this and that in their group. I'm not going to do that for a white Christian or an Asian person, and even African Caribbeans who are arguing amongst themselves about something cultural. That is their business, and I'm going to keep my Black American self in the Black American lane. But that's just something quick for you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. This is a holiday weekend, so be safe. Be safe. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.